And welcome to the 10:35 on BBC One. It's a very exciting race for you tonight. It's Hollywood Starlet on the outside lane from Lanky Funnyman and National Treasure on the inside. And they're off. This race could take some time. Let's go, so! Show for you tonight. Our favourite Brit in Hollywood, Minnie Driver, is on the show, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, she's so lovely. Britain's brightest presenter, Clare is on the show. Top funny man Stephen Merchant is here. And chart-topping Irish band, The Script, will be on the show, ladies and gentlemen. I know. Always nice to have Stephen back on the show. Of course, at 6'7", he often towers over his colleagues, doesn't he? Yeah. Mind you, that's something Clare knows all about. Yeah. Up you hop. That's Clare Newmarket. Clare's the new face of Channel 4 racing. Yeah. Apparently they wanted someone with more glamour, style, more sex appeal than her predecessor. All the big races. Here she is at Royal Ascot. Oh, now that's Ladies' Day, where everybody wears a hat. They do. Bless. Clare was also one of the stars of the BBC's Olympic coverage. Oh, I tell you, I love the way children got into the Olympics. Wasn't it sweet? I mean, here's some kids who've just seen Usain Bolt warming up. And here's some who've just spotted Mo Farah training. Oh, and here's one who's just heard the Spice Girls at the closing ceremony. Minnie and Stephen are both starring in the hit new rom-com, I Give It a Year. Yeah, it's all about a doomed marriage. Doomed marriage? Where did they get the idea from? That's Katie Price with her new husband, Kieran. And if you're watching the Monday night repeat, I'm sorry that didn't work out. But you do think, where did that bloke come from? How did he end up marrying Katie Price? Husband number 3, please. We'll all marry her eventually. Hang on. Let's get some guests on! Later we'll be having music from The Script. But first, we've stolen something from the office. It's Stephen Merchant! Oh, beautiful. Let me greet you. Hello, sir. Very nice to see you. Very nice to see you. Sit yourself down. It's also be a great guest. It's Clare Balding! Hello. Jules. Oh, so evening. Have a seat, have a seat. And mirror signal maneuver. It's Minnie Driver! Fabulous! And I feel like the scruffy one. I'm just wearing a corduroy jacket. Look at you three. Beautiful.
We've been comparing heels.
Go on then.
Because I said I can't really walk in heels more than 2 steps, and Minnie said I'll raise you.
Actually, they are incredible. Actually, I'm sorry, I didn't really...
But do you mind if I take them off?
No. Can I just take my trousers off?
Yeah, sure. Relax into
Is that all right? I just feel so at home.
Oh, look at you all comfy.
There we are. Oh, that's so much better.
No, a very British couch. Because you've been out of the country.
I
While
have.
you've been away...
Tell me what happened.
Clare Balding went from kind of jobbing presenter...
National treasure.
National icon, the word national is always in front of her. She's like a building society now.
I can lend you money, it's fine.
Dame Clare Balding. Oh.
Are you a Dane?
No, I'm not.
Did you get anything in the honours?
No.
Why not?
Because
That's an
I don't
outrage.
deserve anything. Don't be silly.
That's shocking.
It's not.
They gave awards to every man and his dog.
They didn't give none to me, Graham, and I'm livid. Honestly, Bradley Wiggins gets a knighthood for winning something for riding a bike. I've got 3 BAFTAs and 2 Golden Globes, not a sniff. Not even a poxy OBE. Everyone's got an OBE. You've probably got an OBE.
No, I don't. No, but I don't deserve
Give
it.
it time.
Yeah. Because did you notice this resemblance, or did people tweet you about this resemblance?
Well, for a while, somebody told me that I looked a bit like Kenneth Branagh, but Kenneth Branagh is Henry V. And actually, I do.
No, you really...
I really do. No,
here it
look
is.
at
This is uncanny.
So I used that as my avatar for quite a while. And
Very pretty, to be fair.
I met him over Christmas. I was doing some programmes for
He is
Radio
wearing
2.
eye makeup. He's wearing eye makeup.
But I said to him, I've been abusing your image and using you as my avatar. Yeah, look. He was very good. He laughed about it.
And you used that picture of Branagh and people thought that was you?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
That's amazing.
And you, Miss Brown, you're mad about the Twitter.
I love the Twitter.
Well, it's sweet. Your followers are sending you pictures. Did you ask them to do this?
Well, I got quite attached to... I like things that look like people, like buildings or boxes or things that aren't meant to look like people, and people started sending me pictures. I know it sounds odd.
No, they're
You've
sweet.
got one
We've got
to
some.
qualify that I'm not a mad
This is
raving-
some boxes plotting.
Plotting boxes.
They do look evil. They do look like they're really... Yes.
They do.
Well, what are you doing with the files? So tell us who this door handle looks like. Because this is very
Look,
good.
Kenneth Williams.
Yeah, I can see that.
It looks like... It does look like Kenneth Williams. And then this is... Great. This is a sort of astonished toilet.
People send me these that look funny.
Is it rude of me to say, but that does have a... It doesn't look like you, but it has a whiff of you. Not a... It's uncanny. Minnie Driver, and indeed Stephen Merchant, you're in this movie. I give it a year. It opens on the 8th of February. Now, this is a weird question to ask you, Minnie, because I've seen the film. But who are you in it? Because it's never quite explained who you are. So it's not a terrible thing to say. It doesn't matter.
I'm meant to be her sister.
Oh, OK.
But it is never really qualified.
'Cause I wasn't
think you hit... No, I mean, it's a fair question from, you know,
Yes.
you. Who are you in this film? Well...
No, it's not my fault. It just never... And you are very funny in it.
Oh, good, thanks, love.
Yes. No, well,
He just doesn't know why you're
Doesn't
in
know
it.
what
Yeah, you've got some really good lines in it.
I
Very
got some good lines. Well, that's thanks to Dan Mazer.
And there's very little rom in this rom-com.
There is very
Right.
little rom.
Yeah.
A lot of calm.
Loads of calm. It's a really, really funny movie. And this is the scene. It's Christmas, and it's sort of when charade charades goes wrong, and you're there with your husband, who's a doctor.
I'm there with my husband, who's a doctor.
That's
yes.
all we need to know. Here's a clip.
Here we go.
Television.
Forward. First word.
I can't concentrate.
Duck.
Tapping.
Hanging. Vera duck.
Computer.
Vera duck.
Braille.
Red.
Impotent. Sick. Stupid.
Man.
Effeminate. Annoying. Idiot. Disappointment. Shame. Regret.
Confession.
Lazy.
Doctor.
Sadness.
Doctor. Thank you, doctor.
Doctor is
Foot
not the
doctor.
first thing you
Still
do
a doctor.
when you look
Forward.
at him.
And what's weird is, because, like I say, there isn't a lot of romance in a rom-com, but that marriage, your marriage, has got sort of a functional relationship in the movie.
Well, it does. I think it's very real in that you don't sort of have to like the person you love all the time, and it's not the romanticising of a relationship. It's the warts and all, which is what that central, lovely Rose Byrne and Rafe Spall are trying to. They're trying to make it work, and it's just not working. So it's what happens when you give up and just give into it to being a cynical old cow like me in the film.
Of course, in the film. And your part, was it written for you, your part?
Yes, Dan said that, yes. He wrote the role of a sort of socially autistic nerd who always says the wrong thing.
I love the two women women. The two women just
Yeah,
going,
yeah, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense. Yeah, no, I'd have called you Steve.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And, yeah, and so that's why I did it. Yeah.
So, the inappropriate things you say sometimes...
Yes.
Do
In
they-
the movie?
Well, no, or in life.
Always.
Are they intentional?
Never. Never. I honestly... Someone asked me on the red carpet, what would your superpower be if you could have one? And I said to never be embarrassed. Because I'm crippled by the thought of being embarrassing. And so many of the things I've done, you know, in TV shows and stuff are about that anxiety of embarrassment. And I'm always... You remember when I was here last time, Graham? Do you remember this?
Why? What happened?
So I was talking about my stand-up show, which was about finding a wife. And the brilliant Jo Brand was on the show, and she was sat where you are. Jo Brand's hilarious. She was great. She's fantastic. I love Jo Brand. She's fantastic. So we're talking about the show, and I said, I'm hoping I'll find a beautiful wife. And Jo said, are only beautiful women allowed to come to the show? And I said, no, everyone's welcome, Jo. Honestly, it never occurred to me. Graham, I swear, it never occurred to me that it... But it just came... And
Oh, my God.
I don't know if it's an English thing or...
Well, it certainly, the movie is really... It seems a really British take on a rom... There's a clip, by the way. This isn't the scene. We're going to watch a clip. So, you're a best man.
Yeah.
And we've got a clip of you giving the best man speech.
And for those of you who don't know me, and especially if we meet in the bar later, my name is Danny. Do you want a pint? Danny, do you want a pint? Fornication. I'll read that again. For an occasion like this, I want to make sure I keep up the traditions of being a best man. Apparently, I need to get the groom to the church on time. Tick. I need to remember the rings. Did that. And I need to have sex with a bridesmaid. Whee. To be fair, I wrote these before I knew them. It's great to see so many people turn up to see Josh finally tie the knot. And about time, too. Nat's got it all. She's brilliantly clever, apparently really delivers in the bedroom. Like mother, like daughter, eh? He knows what I'm talking about. No. And I don't know about you, but I feel she could easily be a model, I think we'll agree, if it wasn't for her nose.
Very good.
It's funny. Funny.
Oh, it did laugh.
Yeah. Because, Stephen, your tour, Hello Ladies, is about looking for love.
Right.
Did it work?
No. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. No, I've discovered that most of the groupies that hang around outside the door are middle-aged men who work in IT. So I've had some fun nights, as you can imagine. But, no, but there was no wives.
Really?
Unfortunately, yeah. And I've been everywhere. Australia, America, New Zealand. I mean, I've looked high and low. Yeah, still looking, still looking. So I've really lowered my standards now.
OK.
Yeah. There might even be someone... Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. This is what I mean. I always put my foot in it. You know, they were on my side. And...
You never know. So you're single at the moment.
Right.
You're stepping out, I believe. Don't say any more. I'm not prying. I'm not going all tabloid on your ass. But you're dating, aren't you?
Yes.
You're dating. And didn't your son come and... Didn't he try to marry you?
He did. He wanted to marry me. Well, he said, why
I know.
can't
I was a bit...
another...
It is a bit...
Your son
confusing.
wanted to marry you.
He's only 4,
Kind of a
and
mother are you?
he thought...
Walking around in provocative clothing.
so grim.
Are you like Miss... Was it Miss Havisham? What do you mean he
4.
wanted to marry you? I don't understand.
Because he said, I want a brother and a sister. And I said, well, you've got to have a husband to get one of those. And he went, oh, I can be that. Exactly. Not revolting. That's all you know. That's all your disgusting piggery in your head.
It's a bit weird, Driver.
But how did you explain
think-
to him that he couldn't be
I
without
just
hurting?
said-
That they are married now.
said-
She couldn't break it to him. He's so spoiled, Claire.
Anything he wants.
Well, anything he wants. Of course you can marry Mommy. Claire, you're all settled and civil... How many years? 10?
10 years together, 6 years civilly partnered, however you meant to say it.
I thought you just said punished.
I really didn't.
6 years punished.
And actually, one of my nephews, who's the same age as your son, he's 4, and he said to me, because he absolutely adores Alice, they all adore Alice, so do I, and he said, Auntie Claire, can men and women get married too? Isn't that sweet? I said, yes, your parents are. What have they told you?
Who's that noticed.
No.
But I always get worried. Now, you say you've been together with your partner a long time. I'm terrified. Do you not ever get fearful of getting bored?
No.
I thought I'd never get bored of Wii tennis. It's in the loft. Good luck to you, but I'm impressed.
Right, now, Dame Clare Balding, there you are.
You have to stop
Dame.
saying that. You'll get
Oh,
arrested.
honestly, well, I'll keep saying it until it happens. Because I can't believe they didn't give you anything.
Yeah, but I just was doing my job. I wasn't doing anything different.
You
I
were
didn't,
sat there
you know.
going, here's the swimming for nearly a month.
With Mark
deserve
Foster.
something.
With
You
Mark
deserve-
Foster.
Oh, lovely Mark
That was my
Foster.
prize.
Yes, very nice. But no, listen, it's all changed. All shiny, floored and Saturday nighted up. Because Britain's Brightest on BBC One, 6:45 Saturday nights. And I love that this is on Saturday night, because it seems an unlikely thing to put on a Saturday night.
What, because it's intelligent?
Well, I mean, yes, but because on the other side,
What are you saying?
there's people falling off planks into water. But so talk us through the premise of it.
The premise is that we are looking for people who are really bright. So it's not just
look at
numeracy.
me.
I am looking at you. I'm ignoring him. I'm ignoring him. He's not in it. But numeracy, literacy, memory, but emotional intelligence as well. So social perception is tested. I love it because there are lots of people come on who haven't necessarily done well in exams, and it shows you how bad exams are for testing whether we're actually bright or not. And I think all-round brightness gets you further in life than academic brilliance.
No, it's so sweet because they all look quite, unlikely to be on television.
Well, I think they're very... I don't think they're sort of proper contestants, the ones that go on quizzes all the time on telly, you know, people that do that when they're really young and suddenly get on a show and try and show how clever they are.
Do you know that he's been on a quiz when he was really young?
Has. He has that look about somebody that might...
You were, weren't you?
You're saying I look like a nerd?
I mean, obviously not now. There's plenty of those. But is there one back when you were
There's
young?
probably one that
Stop
Graham's
it.
probably got one in the...
Yes, I do, because Stephen was on Blockbusters.
Yeah.
Because now it sounds funny that you did it, but presumably at the time you didn't do it ironically.
I was old enough to know better.
Yeah.
Did you say, can I have a pee?
Well-
Please, Bob, because that's the one thing everybody used to say.
I have to admit that it was they revived the show with Michael Aspel a little while after the original series. So I was on when I was like 20 or something.
How old?
And, yeah.
You were
I know,
20?
I was too old. I was too old
You
to
look
do it.
younger. Here you are.
Yeah.
Which one are you?
That's me trying to figure out the question.
Did you have a cuddly toy? Like a mascot?
They didn't allow you. They changed all the rules. There was no cuddly toys.
The thing I never understood, why was it one person against two people?
Yeah, I agree. Because I used to watch the show thinking which idiot goes on their own.
Yeah.
And people say, why didn't you go on with a friend? If I had a friend, I wouldn't have been on Blockbusters. I dread to think how I would do on your show, because I think I'm quite a smart bloke, but I was terrible. It's the pressure of the moment and the lights. It's so intense. Because I've worked with Les Dennis, all the big names. And Les obviously used to do Family Fortunes, and I would always ask him, like, what, the best funny answers. And I understand now. Like, there was one, I remember it was, name a bird with a long neck. And the answer was Naomi Campbell. But I completely understand. I totally understand. There was one, my favourite one was, name something that you would open other than a door. And the answer was, your bowels? Honestly, I completely understand, because you're under the pressure of the lights and stuff. It's different.
Well, now, I think one of the appeals of you, Clare Balding, is that people see you as kind of an every woman. People can relate to you.
That's nice.
Yeah, very. But having read your book, which is My Animals and Other Family, I mean, it's very far from every woman. It's an extraordinary childhood you had. It's like, the Blandings that done at the moment.
Yeah.
It's like you grew up in kind of B.G. Woodhouse land. Did you know your family was bonkers?
It was my reality, so no, I didn't really. Well, I knew that Dad wasn't, great at health and safety. For example, tying toboggans to the back of the truck and taking us up on the downs, and then not realising my brother had fallen off like a mile away because we were swinging behind this truck across the snow. I really enjoyed it, though. I thought that was great.
You survived it.
Yes.
That's what's important.
Yes. And I thought I was a dog for most of the beginning of my life, so,
But you pretended to be a dog to get attention.
Yes.
And you were an only child at the time.
But you see, I don't see what's odd about that. I could see the dogs were getting a lot of attention, and we had a boxer and two lurchers at that time, so I thought, I'll be a dog, and then they'll rough my hair up.
And what's really, you tell your life through
Yeah.
animals that you've met and known throughout your life. And what was the Shetland? Was it
Valkyrie.
Valkyrie that you brought into lunch.
Yeah, well, I brought her into the kitchen, yeah. I thought she'd want to be with us.
Of course.
Yes, unfortunately.
It was a little Shetland pony.
Yes.
It wasn't a full size.
No, very.
Because that'd be mad.
Yes.
Well, the doors aren't big enough.
it was a big
I would
house. It
try
was a
that.
big house, but yeah.
Yeah, so I brought her in, but then she did a dropping in the kitchen, and my mother wasn't very pleased.
Well, that's good. That shows standards, I feel. It'd be terrible if your mother was relaxed about that.
Don't worry about it.
What ho? Never mind. Bit of a stink in the kitchen. The pictures in the book are amazing. This is fantastic. This is your house, lunch, and look who's popped into lunch. It's the Queen Mother in a hat.
I love the fact she kept her hat on for lunch.
I know, and look the
That's
effort.
me just in the
The
foreground.
placemats.
Sorry,
everything.
you've not yet asked, why was the Queen Mother at your house?
Well, my father trained racehorses
Right.
for the Queen and for the Queen Mother.
Oh, and she liked to tipple,
and
didn't she, on the races, didn't she?
No.
No?
No, she didn't
Oh, really?
gamble. No. Not really.
No.
So she came to see her horses and stayed for lunch.
It is an extraordinary childhood, and it would make a really good film.
Well, we're in big discussions at the moment about the dramatisation
Branagh's
of it.
gonna play her.
Don't be- His best role ever.
Kenneth Branagh is Clare Balding.
That's going to be amazing. Him in a dress bringing a pony into the kitchen. Wow.
Quite fun, I think.
Andy Serkis can play the pony. We've got this cast.
I'm going to play the Queen Mum. Actually, maybe you, Matt.
No, Stephen Merchant
play the
plays
Queen
the
Mum.
jockey, obviously.
Obviously. But no, that is the other thing in this book. I maybe everyone knew this. I didn't realise how serious you were about being a jockey. I mean, you were a proper jockey.
Well, I was an amateur jockey, yeah, for a couple.
jockey.
What you mean is I look quite heavy to be a jockey, and
No,
you're right.
you're
You're
tall
right.
to be a jockey.
Well, yes, and heavy. But when I won the amateur championship, and I won my weight in champagne. The sponsors pulled out the following year. Seriously, they did. Champagne did my 21st birthday party. Yeah, and then they...
But it's weird how I've had, actresses on here who their big dream is to be a ballerina, but then they just grew, or it's odd how your body betrays you and you can't do the thing you really want to.
I really was always quite heavy, so it was a real struggle. I mean, I'd eat and drink nothing, and I'd run in a sweatsuit and then sit in the sauna and then go in the bed with the electric blanket on and sweat and sweat. And Dad could lose a lot of weight, and he could, lose 5 or 6 pounds in one day. And I always thought, therefore, I'd be able to, but I couldn't.
And you became obsessed, but you knew, you cut your nails to lose
Yeah,
weight.
that didn't really make any difference, unfortunately. I realised that. I kept my hair very short because I thought that must weigh something. That doesn't make any difference either. Yes.
And it is a different world, because you're racing against people like Princess Anne.
Yes, Princess Anne was sort of riding on the amateur race circuit at the same time I was, and I was sort of 18, 19, and Princess Anne was a little bit older. And we rode against each other in a race at Beverley, and I managed to carve her up. Wow. Without realising, I literally went, my horse, he decided to do it, but he jumped a path.
That's
and he
your
went,
story,
yeah,
obviously.
he went across, that's what I told her.
But she was probably cross, wasn't she?
She was probably cross. Well, and fair dues, actually, because I cut her up on the bend, and then we had about another mile to race, and then really...
You were going, screw you, you
I really didn't realise it was her, but I could hear a lot of chat behind me and quite a lot of swearing. And then when we came into the straight, there was sort of 5 horses crossed the line together, a proper blanket finish. And as I'm pulling up, I'm thinking, I think I've just won that. But I didn't realise until I came back, and my mother was absolutely pale as anything. And she looked at me and she said, do you know what you've done? I said, yeah, I think I've won. She said, no, you've carved up Princess Anne. And Princess Anne finished second and Dead Heat for second. So then I was absolutely terrified to go back into the changing room. It was slightly unnerving because obviously all the girls had got in there before I had, so they were in various states of undress.
So it's such an amazing image. Princess Anne with a towel going, where's Balding?
I'm going to give her hell. So it was a little frosty because, And
have you made peace?
Well, I hope so. Well, I mean, I see Zara Phillips a lot.
She didn't get the OB.
It all makes sense now!
It'll never happen.
Oh, it's payback time!
She will never
again.
Never. Line
Through
drawing,
it.
big cross next to that name. Off the list.
No. Now, in the book, you talk about the complicated thing of naming horses, because people do name horses such weird things. And the people try to smuggle quite rude names in.
Yeah.
Now, Big Tits, was Big Tits allowed here?
Big Tits was allowed in France, but not here. So
Is that because they didn't know what Big Tits were?
Possibly, yes.
That was a real name.
That was a real name of a horse in France. But then things that...
Big tits.
Yeah.
Outside big tits. Because in Wyoming, the Grand Tetons, the French trappers, that's what it's called, big tits. Grand Teton means big tits. And that's what the Grand Tetons are, the...
Big Tits?
Yeah. Could I be on your show?
Well, in the dramatisation, yes.
I'm on your brainy.
Oh, right, a bit like to say. I thought you were so...
Claire wasn't even considering that.
Yeah.
Well, she can't mean that show where I'm looking for intelligent people.
Yes, you can, Minnie. Yes. Ignore him.
Oh, you can do a celebrity special. Do a celebrity
Yes.
special for Christmas.
A celebrity pity special.
Well done.
I hope there's a question about the French for big tits.
Which is grand tits, essentially. Well, we got the British Horse Racing Authority, bless them, they issued a list a couple of years ago of all the names that have been refused because people tried to smuggle these names through, but, oh no, that authority, they saw through them. They saw what people are trying to do. So, Minnie, if you want to read them out in your beautiful voice...
I will.
OK, so here's the first one. Here's the first one. So, read that one out.
Bend him over.
What's wrong with that? Just bend
Fine.
Tim over. Here's another one.
Kneel and blow me.
This will be available as a podcast. Minnie Driver just going, kneel and blow me. Here's another one.
Oil beef hooked.
There's a nice Irishness to that, isn't it?
Oil beef hooked.
I think if we write them up like this, we can get away with this. I think we're okay. Here's another one.
Anita Handjob.
That looks like a proper name, doesn't it? She wanted her hand jobs from Delhi. She wanted Delhi hand jobs.
Wouldn't that have been amazing if the Queen Mum had accidentally bought that horse? How's Anita Handjob doing?
This can't be real, this next one.
No, they are all real.
Willie Fisterbottom.
How did they see through that one? Here we go, another one.
For fuck's sake.
And finally...
Hoof-hearted.
Now, the weird thing is, Hoof-hearted did get through... Apparently, there was a horse called Hoof-hearted. And there's some footage of this horse with the commentary of the horse Hoof-hearted. Here it is.
Wow.
Scream outside. Colorado Co-ed. Toast a dozen on the inside. Questions jet. Who farted? Who farted on the outside? It's close. Who farted in the winning shot?
I don't know if that's real. Listen, Stephen Merchant, you've gone all Hollywood, Stephen Merchant.
Yes.
You have, though. I've seen pictures of you with the Halle Berry.
With the Halle Berry?
With the Halle Berry?
With the Halle Berry, yes. Yes, I did a little bit in a movie. It's kind of a series of sketches, this movie, with lots of famous stars in, and I was asked if I would be on a blind date with Halle Berry.
Hello.
Yes. Yeah.
Actually, I've seen it. It is very, very funny. Movie 43. I think it's out on
Right.
Friday.
Right.
Is it called Movie 43 because it's 43 sketches? Or is it 43
No, I don't
stars?
know. No, I mean, they're looking for some mythical film called Movie 43, and these teenagers, and during the course of the movie, they stumble across sketches with... And it's crazy, the cast list. It's Kate Winslet and Hugh Jackman and Emma Stone and Richard Gere. I mean, it's mad. And as I say, I'm in this sketch. They said to me, do you want to be in a sketch with Halle Berry? And I was saying yes before they'd said Berry. And it was incredible. Yeah, and I just wanted a picture of me with Halle Berry. That's the truth of it. So I could show all the people that laughed at me when I was a teenager. Look at that.
This isn't the picture you show people, is it?
This is not the one.
what's your line to her in your blind date, then?
I think I say, what on earth are you doing on a blind date with me? And she's very sweet about it. And then we play a game of truth or dare.
Oh, yeah.
And it starts and the dares escalate. And so at one point I wind up with a tattooed penis on my face. And she makes guacamole with one of her boobs and, you know. Oh, yeah, it's classy. It's going to give Lincoln a run for its money at the Oscars. Yeah.
How do you make
I
guacamole?
don't know how you make guacamole with your boob.
Well, you get all the elements.
Oh, thanks.
It's your basic pestle and mortar, actually. Now, the other big Hollywood news is your stand-up tour, in almost like it's a movie in itself, is now being turned into a sitcom.
Yeah, I did the stand-up show in America, and some HBO, which is a TV network over there, came up and said, you know, would you think about doing it as a sitcom? And my stand-up show was about my failure to find a wife and general pathetic life as a loser. And they thought, yeah, we want this on TV, and so that's what we're doing.
Is there not going to come a huge dilemma, though, when they say to you, we want to turn this into a, you know, a 6-part, you know, like masses and masses of series, that if you find a wife in that time, you ruin your career?
Yeah, he'll keep her in a bunker. Sort of where he already does keep her.
No, it is. Yeah, you're right. It's well, I mean, it's not a documentary, so I could theoretically be married and still be acting the role.
It's going to ruin your jam, though, Merch,
It would
if you
ruin it,
do
wouldn't
get
it?
married.
Yeah.
And
Thank you. You're just wishing on me a deep and miserable, lonely life, just so the laughs keep coming.
Is one of the episodes going to feature that sort of hideous wedding experience you had?
It is. It is. I mean, I thought I'd met this woman of my dreams at this wedding. I was at a wedding, and you know, you get stuck sometimes on a table with people that you don't know. And there was a girl opposite, and she was dynamite, and we hit it off. But I was stuck next to this couple, Ollie and Lisa, and they had this kid, this toddler, in a high chair, just sat there like that, just bashing this bit of breadsticks and stuff. And the mother wouldn't reprimand if you just kept going, what's he like? What's he like? And she was exhausting, and she would just dominate the table with these stories. You know, those people that just, they're not really stories. It was all that. Here's one for you. I went up the supermarket. Went to the supermarket. Did a big shop. Did a shop, and I got back to the checkout and I'd forgotten my purse, and I had to go home for it. That was it, honestly. And I was thinking, if that story was making its way out of my brain towards my mouth, another part of my brain would have stepped in and gone, "Oi, where the hell are you going?" This is a wedding. I don't know what this is. This is just some bullshit. So she's wearing on, and then her husband, who's quite a posh bloke, pipes up and he goes, "I recognise you. Where do I recognise you from?" And I was trying to impress this girl, so I said, "Oh, I did this TV show called The Office." And he went, "Oh, The Office, yeah, I've seen The Office, yeah. Not my cup of tea." "I'll tell you where you're going wrong with The Office." He said, "Not much story." I'm thinking, yeah, because you know about stories because you're married to bloody Charles Dickens. But that's not the reason I blew it with this girl. So this toddler is sat there the whole time, right? And we're having some soup. And for no reason, this kid just took his shoe off, just lobbed it in the air, for no reason. It came flying down, it landed in my soup, right? All over me. I swear, just no one else is touched. I'm covered in it. And the mother, Lisa, just went, "What's he like?" And I said, "He's like a
It's time for some music now. This group's third album has topped the charts all over the world, and tonight they're performing their new single, If You Could See Me Now. Please welcome The Script.
It was February 14, Valentine's Day. The roses came, but they took you away. Tattooed on my arm is a charm to disarm all the harm. Gotta keep myself calm, but the truth is you're gone. And I'll never get to show you these songs. Dad, you should see the tours that I'm on. I see you standing there next to Mom, both singing along, yeah, arm in arm. Now there are days when I'm losing my faith, because the man wasn't good, he was great. He'd say music was the home for your pain, and explain I was young, he would say, take that rage, put it on the page, take the pace to the stage, blow the roof off the place. I'm trying to make you proud, do everything you did, I hope you're up there with God, saying that's my kid. I still look for your face in the crowd, oh if you could see me now, oh if you could see me now, would you stand in disgrace or take a bow, oh if you could see me now, if you could see me now, would you recognize me, would you pat me on the back or would you criticize me, would you follow every line on my tear-stained face, put your hand on the heart that was cold as the day you were taken away. I know it's been a while but I can see it clear as day. Right now I wish you could hear you say I drink too much and I smoke too much Dutch, but if you can't see me now that shit's a must. Who used to say I won't know a winner till it costs me, like I won't know real love till I've loved and I've lost it. So if you've lost a sister, someone's lost a mom, and if you've lost a dad then someone's lost a son, and they're all missing out, yeah they're all missing out. So if you get a second to look down on me now, Mom, Dad, I'm just missing you now. I still look for your face in the crowd, oh if you could see me now, oh if you could see me now, would you stand in disgrace or take a bow, oh if you could see me now, oh if you could see me now, you could see, you could see. Would you call me a saint or sinner? Would you love me and lose or winner? When I see my face in the mirror, we look so alike, makes me shiver. For your face in the crowd, oh if you could see me now, oh if you could see me now, would you stand in disgrace or take a bow, oh if you could see me now, oh if you could see me now, you could see. I still look for your face in the crowd, oh if you could see me now, oh if you could see me now, would you stand in disgrace or take a bow, oh if you could see me now, oh if you could see me now, if you could see, yeah. If you could see me now.
The script, ladies and gentlemen! Come on over, everyone. Shaba! Shaba! Hello, sir. Have a seat there, introduce yourself. Hello, sir. Very nice to see you. Have a seat. Hello. Very nice to see you. Come in. Lovely. Oh, there you go. Just shake your hand. Oh, da 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 da. I love it. Look at the script. Now, that is a new single. It's off the album number 3, which has done incredibly well. That single, it's not out till March 4th.
Yeah, it's a ways a ways.
It is. But no, you've got to do the promotion.
Yeah, exactly.
You've got to, to be on the radio.
We decided we'd give you the exclusive on it as well. So.
Oh, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
It's beautiful. I think everyone liked it. It was very good.
Thank you very much.
And you're on tour, sort of on tour still, aren't you?
We were on last night. We played in Hamburg last night. And then we're in... Munich.
Munich, Danny, get it right.
So showbiz.
Tomorrow's the Ziggo Dome in Holland.
Oh,
so
lovely.
16,000 people tomorrow night as well.
God.
Yeah.
Will they be as good as that audience, though, will they?
I doubt it. Pretty good-looking audience.
I should say you're in London at the O2, 22nd and 23rd of March. As well,
it's going to be great.
Now, if you like drinking, and who doesn't, and you're going on tour, you have such a good system for getting back to your room. Is it you, Dan?
Yeah, it's me, I
relies on us to carry
Other than that, I've got a great tour manager who sticks the number to our room on the back of our phones, but I keep the same room in every hotel.
Isn't that clever?
The same number in every hotel.
248.
Shut up.
No, I was thinking it had to be a low number because if you went to, if it was like 1102 and then you go to a hotel there's no 11th floor.
It should be 999 really, it would be great.
and very quickly, The Voice, have you recorded all the chair turning bits?
Yeah, we shot the blind parts, blind auditions, which is the most exciting part. We shot those. It was amazing, really funny.
And what are you guys? Are you just at home picking your nose while he's off?
Sweep the road. For charity. I have a show called The Mouth, and I put the voice on mute and I just give him shit all night.
But I love how obsessed we became. But like moving furniture was so, like the chair spins.
It's so much fun.
It genuinely is.
It must be fun.
It really is. I think.
Do you just go there before any audience comes in and just have a
Me and Tom to be in there sitting around just touching our buttons.
Well, listen, everyone loves a mechanical chair. So before we go tonight, let's pay a visit to our very own big red chair. Who's up first? Hello.
Hello.
You look quite serious, sir. What's your name?
I'm Hugo.
Hugo, you are quite serious, aren't you? And what do you do, Hugo?
I work in insurance.
See, I wasn't going to guess that, but you could have. What sort of insurance?
We normally do property, but actually we've just branched out and we've just insured our first porn star's penis. True story.
Against what? Fire and theft?
Damage and being kidnapped. For ransom, yeah.
Wow. Is that your story?
No. That's what I do. That's
Okay.
That's just his dull day job.
Off you go with your tale.
Okay, so my tale today is of my third driving test. So we're going along, fine. And the examiner says, right, in a moment we're going to go through the emergency stop. I'll put my hand up and then just go for it, hit the brakes.
Minnie wasn't having it.
Why?
Because I feel like we'd had the best of Hugo with the story.
I sort of wanted to know what was going to happen.
Well, now you never will get the next one.
Wow. She only plays a bitch. She only plays a bitch. Okay, do we have someone else? Hello. Okay. Yeah, I'm with you. This is going to be great. This guy is great. What's your name, sir? Nathan. Where are you from, Nathan?
Australia.
His voice, though, that's a porn star's voice. I think he's the...
Really?
Yeah.
But you're never going to be a dame now.
Nathan, what do you do here now, Nathan?
Teaching.
Teaching? What are you teaching?
Not a lot. I teach primary school kids.
Anything at all? And you teach them a subject?
Not on Mondays.
Subjects? Any subjects?
No, years 1 to 6, and get given and told to teach it.
This is who's teaching our kids.
Wow. Maybe some parent a second ago was, I recognise him. Oh my God. So, Nathan, I'll tell you now, you're now looking for a new job, but don't let that distract you. Off you go with the story.
All right, so we're sitting here and a few of the lads around the TV. Well, let's go away for New Year's. Yeah, great. Go on a trip to Rissole, France. Booking with fanatics, 170 Aussies, Kiwis, bound to be trouble. Sitting there on a 4-day bender.
So can I just stop you now? You're a primary school teacher! That's your job! Sorry, somebody had to say that. Oh, keep going.
On about the 4th day, and I take it upon myself to think this is a great idea, hand my beer to my mate, I run as fast as I can in my snow boots, slide on the ice like a penguin. I'm looking at this big wall of powder and I think, great, this is going to stop me. Go straight through the wall of powder, fly a metre through the air and land on a set of metal stairs. As I hit the stairs, my head goes bang, down 3 flights of stairs.
That explains a lot.
I get up and my mate goes, well, that was amazing. And I've got blood coming out of my mouth. I stand up and look up and a whole crowd of people on the balcony going, it was great, that's tops. The lads get me out.
Wow. Michael Cove must be so proud right now. Listen, well done to everyone in the red chairs, and thank you to all my guests tonight. The script, ladies and gentlemen. Mrs. Stephen Merchant, Clare Bowling, and Minnie Driver. Join me next week with the guests including the stars of the knocked-up sequel Paul Rudd and Leslie Mann, pop group Little Mix, and the one and only Dame Helen Mirren will be here. I'll see you then. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.
Well, next, meeting her was an accident, so how is he going to keep her? She's out of my league. Tonight's rom-com coming next on BBC One.